My name's Jacqueline Rose, and I teach and write about psychoanalysis, feminism, and the politics of Israel-Palestine. And in all those cases, my commitment is to two propositions. One is that there is injustice in the world, and the other one is that we are very complex human subjects, and that the way our minds work and trying to understand that has a key role in understanding the persistence of human injustice and social injustice and the possibilities of transformation. Psychoanalysis is, for me, very radical in undermining what we would call a heteronormative way of how men and women are meant to be thought about. But I also use psychoanalysis in relationship to the history of Zionism and the Middle East, because it seems to me that that is a situation of intractable injustice. And so I have used psychoanalysis to try and understand, respect, but also be deeply wary of and critical of the way of thinking that inaugurated what I would say was the necessity of Zionism, but also what has become the impossible violence of its enactment towards the Palestinians. So to that extent, psychoanalysis is always a complex discourse because it gives you the critical edge, but it also requires you to be very patient and understanding of what leads to the forms of injustice and intractability you are trying to understand. When I approach a subject, I'm always looking for the things that are most difficult to think about. In the most recent book I published, which is called Women in Dark Times, I use three remarkable women, Marilyn Monroe, Rosa Luxemburg, and Charlotte Zalomon, to negotiate how women can be armed mentally, physically, and sometimes politically against injustice, inequality, oppression, cruelty, at the same time as they're in touch with the complex journey through the mind that being a human subject requires. And so what I like to think I'm doing all the time is looking for the ways in which the pain of the world and the pain of the psyche are in some kind of dialogue with each other and are informing each other. So Rosa Luxemburg lies on the bed, distraught after a fight with her lover, Leo Jokiquez, and says, "I could see the bruises on my soul developing before my eyes, but those bruises are what gave me the courage to speak out and act politically." So I'm interested in the relationship between internal psychic pain and the struggle for freedom. And so what I think I bring to my work is a sense of the absolute inseparability of those two domains and how you can't think one, or certainly I don't want to think one without the other.